quarterbacks? Well, we're running a lot of two team periods, two skellies, so they've been really good. We throw a lot in between. I probably made a mistake last week in camp. We had so much time. We're excited with all the kicking periods we had that I really wore them out, so I'm backing off a little bit. But no, the guys have been working. We had a really good summer of just kind of going over the things they could see themselves in the throw game and in the run game, of the mistakes they made, and I've seen the offense take a step forward.
How much can you work with them in this summer?
More than you used to be able to. More in the NFL. I mean, obviously the NFL guys aren't around, so that's kind of a fun thing. Don't try to kill them. It's more, a chance to get with them, meet with them, go back over the tape, all their plays they had in the spring and everything else, and then those guys have to do a lot of it on their own. But I thought Casey did a good job, all the quarterbacks did, of organizing things that way. And then, talking to them when I was away and that. But you can see a difference now. They're not looking around, and they know when they make a mistake. That's kind of when you see you're making progress. You can see the young guys make a mistake and they don't know, but the older guys know right away, okay, man, boom, I'll get it next time. So we've limited the mistake, we've minimized the mistakes and made some progress.
Did a guy make a move up the depth chart in the summertime?
No, we're not around. We're not coaching them as much, but there's guys like Chance Brewington wasn't there the whole summer. I mean, the spring, I could see he's made a difference. He's one guy. I think a couple of the young guys we brought in, the freshmen, have made some being here and just being around it, all right, and made some progress. But I don't see anybody really young really making an impact because the guys we've had at all the positions there, especially with the first game being a league game.
Young guys add some of the skill spots. I'm not talking about quarterbacks, but like running back and receiver in these first 5 practices.
Yeah, well, the guys that didn't practice in the spring, like outside, Isaiah, off the top of my head, didn't practice. You could see even him, he's been around. And then Gabe, all right, didn't have anything in the spring. He's made a big push. All the guys have made a big push. Those would be 2 guys that didn't, and Chance, that didn't practice in the spring, that have kind of done a good job in the individual periods in the spring with the handoffs or certain routes or things like that, the running back and the tight ends, and just listening and understanding what each play means and what they need to do.
You guys are so short-handed at tight end. What has a guy? That's Chance and then Travis, obviously.
Well, Travis is another guy that I should mention, because he was there but he hadn't practiced that part. And I seen he's made a big jump from the first day of practice. Like, he hadn't played football in a whole year. Now all of a sudden it's the physicality and those things, and been a really good leader. So it's easier to lead when you're playing, than being on the sideline. But he's another guy that's helped. And then obviously up front, Teddy and Cork weren't there. They saw everything, they were there, but you could see those guys progress higher than the other guys in understanding things that way. But I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with everybody, really.
Left side with those 2?
We're mixing guys around, making sure that we get enough depth. I've always done that. So in case something happens, going to right guard, or guy may move to tackle some certain days that way. But we've stayed pretty healthy so far in camp with that.
How is the dynamic of the staff? You guys all met, obviously, now you've had 5, 6 months, 7 months together. How is the dynamic?
Yeah, the guys are really, really good coaches, really good people. Coach Frost did a good job. I didn't know any of them beforehand, and it's kind of been a really good fit. A really good fit. I just like the way those guys, each of us, and I like guys have their own style and bring it to the offense. And they brought some ideas, and we put things together. And but they're really good people, number one, and really do a good job of managing their group or understanding that way. And really happy with the core.
I know Casey had a phone at some point. Completely past that. How have you seen it?
No, he's been much better. I mean, he was good in the spring, but the same thing. He's taken another step just from all the work in the spring and in the summer time of seeing what he's done. And then, yeah, I think, his thumb, he threw it pretty good in the spring, but it's much better. Yeah, the operate, all the things he had done are fine.
I mean, obviously, the middle part of the game is really important in the leadership at all those things. But just from your passing standpoint, what is Casey good at? Like just as a thrower and
Well,
an athlete?
he can throw. He can make all the throws, but I think right now he's taking another step of going through his progressions a little bit quicker, understanding coverages and understanding the plays. Like, I don't know, we probably had 90 different concepts in the pass game, so he only got like maybe 1 or 2 reps. In the summer, he got a few more and was able to see it. Hey, where you can shortcut some of the things in progression by coverage, understanding what the defense is doing. And I think that's where he has a leg up over the other guys. And but I've seen those other guys. I've seen Chuba and Richard Heinrich's had his 2 best days. Rich has been good. Logan's taken another step. So all those guys have gotten better because of knowing what we're doing, then understanding what the defense is doing.
Chuba, I mean, again, he didn't get much cam time.
He only had five practices really last year.
What do you like about him as an athlete?
No, he can run, but he can throw it. He's got the strongest arm. I think Richard's probably got the strongest arm, but Chuba can make all the throws, and all those guys can. And he's just going through the things, kind of what Casey was going through last spring. First time he's got ahead of plays, had it, and get different things. Today was red zone, so everything happens a lot faster. The windows are tighter. Just got to be a little bit quicker. And he didn't have any of that in the spring. He didn't have any reps to get in a red zone area. We were all right, not great. Didn't turn the ball over. That's the big thing. You know, that's the focus always the first time in the red zone because everything's constricted. And I told him really today was just play it like it's first quarter in Northwestern. We get down and we want to get points on the board. Yeah, I want a touchdown all the time, but if it's not there, just be smart and get rid of it. And we got a good kicker and we want to get points on the board.
How much of what you will ultimately do on offense is dictated by your level of trust in the offensive line?
Well, I think it's trust in everybody, not one over the other. You know, Donnie's done a good job. Those guys have been good. We got physical guys. I think really what I've seen is I think the defense is really taking a notch up on the defensive line. So really competitive battles in the inside runs and the outside runs, those things. So, yeah, I've got all the confidence in the world in those guys. No, he's taking a leadership role. He's really good in the throw game. He understands protections, probably the best guy there that way, maybe from experience. You know, I made a bunch of big catches last year, but in the spring, so we can use him in some ways. Long ago we had Brian Westbrook running some routes and doing things that way, and he understands the check down part of the system. So yeah, he's played well.
Starting quarterback, what will he have to do this camp to earn a job? What are you looking for?
Well, taking care of the football. I think first games at any level of football are lost more than they're won. So take care of the football. Understand we got a good team, we got a good defense, we got a good kicking game, and it doesn't have to all come on you. So, and we got good running backs. So just a good mix and leadership and making sure that guys are in and out of the huddle or up on the line and understand the signal. So that part. As coaches, and I'm probably one to. We try to maybe do too much, but I've been around it in the first game. And you may see some things. We want to make sure those guys are comfortable. And a lot of the guys, quarterbacks especially, will say, yeah, I feel good about that. I feel good about that. So the honesty factor with me on the play calling comes down to making sure they know when, hey, there's no hesitation. You know what to do with the ball, where it's going, and those things. So that's what will be a little tighter come the game plan.
A couple more guys. Hey, Coach, with Casey specifically, is there a specific route or a couple routes that you know he can really make he's really good at?
Yeah, I mean, we'll go through that later, like in third down situations, red zone. Here's the plays I have and the menu, and what do you like, and rank them. And I do that with all the quarterbacks. Chuba will have it, and Logan will have it. So that when they go in the game, I'm saying these are the plays I'm going to call for you. So it's just not a generic kind of thing. Casey will be a little bit different than Chuba. So in the practice schedule, we'll work those things. Right now, we're just throwing everything, throwing the whole menu at him. So
is he kind of standing out in kind of any specific, I guess, concept?
you know, the ball's coming out of his hand. Well, he's got the most experience, and that's the biggest thing. You know, it's nice. Logan had a start last year. Chuba started again. You know, he played last year. He started a game against North Carolina State. Logan started against Iowa. So you got three guys that have played at a high level, and you could see that coming through. And I really like the way he said Heinrich and Richard are coming, and Matt's doing a good job also.
You said Richard has the strongest arm.
Yeah, I mean, when he knows what he's doing, the ball comes out at a different, different level. Those guys, he's a bigger guy, he's like 6'5" guy. So.
What's maybe been the approach with the transfers, getting them onboarded with the program? Who's stepped up in that regard as some of the newer guys?
Well, I think Marcus came in this summer. Marcus Washington, he's done a really good job, and I think Casey's really know him. Obviously, played with him. It had a lot to do with him coming here, so I think he spent time with him. As I said, Travis has done a good job with the tight ends. All the receivers, the quarterbacks have worked with. I think Ramir's done a good job with the young running backs, and that way, Gabe, and with Emmett and AJ have shown flashes. So I just think the leadership part and the guys have been really positive, and it leads to having a good offense.
How different is it bringing on transfers who've been playing elsewhere versus a high school player?
Well, it's just the level. They know what it's about, the speed of the game. That's just kind of the way it's gone. I mean, it was nice when I was at 1AA. It was the same thing. A 1A guy could transfer down and play right away. So we got a lot of those when I was at UMass. Now you don't get them anymore. It's more the other way. So those guys have been in a program, have played. Casey's played in front of 80, 90,000. He's handled the media in Oklahoma, at Texas, and Jubba's done at Florida State. So those guys have a little bit more bearing. And Logan, So the guys we've brought in, you can see, are a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger and faster, and hungry. So the whole coach staff's done a really good job with that group, with the group that's come in. Good, thanks. Good to see you guys.